Two vigils Monday evening, one in Brooklyn, the other in Washington Heights. A joint and now all too familiar call for increased gun control and a desperate need to address our nation's open struggle with a resurgent wave of white nationalism.
The biggest massacre of Latinos in the history of our nation. We have targets in our back now.
The message here: to abandon the traditional courtesy of keeping the victims in prayer following a mass shooting.
Latinos have been targeted, Jews have been targeted, Muslims have been targeted, African Americans have been targeted, LGBT people have been targeted. That is Washington Heights. That is Upper Manhattan. That is who we are, and we're going to come together and fight back as long as it takes to end this madness.
After El Paso, Texas and Dayton, Ohio, a rabbi says what we've been doing simply isn't working.
God Almighty, merciful God, help us pray for other things. We had enough praying. We had enough of thoughts and prayers after gunshots, after mass shootings. It's enough.
Congressman Adriano Espaillat, joined by several other elected officials and community and religious leaders, found a captive audience in Bennett Park.
Every time a shooting comes up, the dialogue is open, people start talking about it, and I think this year's election, it's going to be a major topic. And I think that the two biggest topics as a voter, for me, is gun control and health insurance.
Meantime, at Grand Army Plaza in Brooklyn, Borough President Eric Adams lit candles next to empty shoes to honor the dozens of lives cut down in this weekend's dual mass shootings.
There's something we learn in law enforcement called a sleeper cell. It is clear that what is happening on a national level, particularly from the White House, it is an alarm clock that has given rise to the sleeper cells throughout this country who have long had in their hearts the violence that they wanted to inflict on innocent people.
Adams stressed another point, which is that gun violence is gun violence. It doesn't matter whether it's El Paso or Dayton or Chicago or New York City. It devastates families and entire communities.